Hey guys, it's me, Mario, itchy nose, and today we're going to continue Krabb, Master of the Sea. Chapter 7, The Hunt. I decided to make 2 videos today because I haven't been making them for like a week, so might as well. Hope you're having a wonderful day today. After I skip the sad, I'll get started on the reading and turn on the music a bit. It's a bit too loud. Alright. Chapter 7, The Hunt. Tom felt a tug on the rope. "Elena," he shouted, as his hand tightened around the pearl. Krabb's here." Tom ground his heels into the sand as the line tensed and pulled him forwards. He scanned the ocean where his line dipped into the water. It thrummed taut, vibrating. Tom heaved, pushing himself backwards up the beach. Elena was there too, her hands around his waist, pulling him. It seemed to be working. They were winning their deadly tug of war. Something broke the surface, but it wasn't the great hulking body of the crab. It wasn't the great big hulking body of Krabb. It was a fin, then tangled up in the fishing line. Then a mouth lined with sharp teeth emerged from the sea. "A shark! Quick, Tom," said Elena. "If the shark eats all our bait, we'll have no way to lure Krabb." Tom tried slashing the fishing line back and forth to release the creature, but he only managed to tangle the shark up even more. "Elena," Tom said, removing the line from around his waist. Hold this. I'll go into the water and salvage what we can." He sheathed his sword and took a step into the shallows, moving his amulet inside his shirt to protect it. Suddenly, a great shape rose up behind the thrashing shark. Barnacles clung to its dark shell, and 8 legs rose out of the water. "Krabb's here." Here's Krabb rising out of the water. Tom trying to salvage what he can from the net. The beast screeched as he focused on the shark. Before Tom could do anything, one of his giant pincers darted forwards, lifting the squirming shark out of the water. With a single slice, the shark's body was broken in 2, both halves dropping into the sea. "Come back!" Tom shouted. "Come back, Tom," shouted Elena. Tom shook his head. "We've got to complete this quest. We must find a way to lure Krabb onto land." The beast thrashed his legs in the water, and his crazed eyes rested on Tom. but he didn't attack. "What are you thinking?" Tom asked aloud. He bent down and picked up the loose line, hoping that he might still be able to use it. He quickly wrapped it around his wrist. The beast suddenly began to sink out of sight once again, and bubbles frothed up around the edges of his shell. Yank! The line around Tom's wrist snapped tight, and he was pulled forwards onto his knees. "Tom!" he heard Elena yell, and he quickly found his feet again. Krabb jerked once more, and Tom felt like his arm was being pulled out of its socket. He pulled his wrist back, trying to tow the beast towards the shore. Elena rushed to his side and gripped his free arm, and they both pulled backwards. Krabb tugged it back again, and they were both hauled to the ground and dragged along on their bellies. Dunk. Tom gritted his teeth angrily as the pearl was knocked from his hand and rolled out of reach. "We're not strong enough to pull Krabb on land," he shouted to Elena. "You have to let go. But you'll be dragged into the sea," she said. "Krabb will eat you alive. We'll both end up in his claws if you don't let go. I need the pearl." Elena let go of the line and rolled away. "Tom!" he heard Elena shout. "Catch!" Ad. That I can't skip. That I can't skip. Can't skip this one either. Two ads in a row. "Tom!" he heard Elena shout. "Catch!" He turned through the blur of water and saw his friend standing on the shore, in her hand glistening the pearl. In her hand glistened the pearl. She threw it to him, but as Tom tried to catch it, Krabb tugged him forwards. Excuse me. Once again, and the pearl disappeared under the waves. "I can't lose it. It's my only chance," Tom thought. He dived beneath the surface. It was clear underwater, and he could see the pearl sinking steadily. Tom kicked after it, feeling the pressure around his wrist beginning to build. Krabb was pulling at him once more. Tom strained against the line, reaching out with his hand. His lungs felt close to bursting, and bubbles rose from his mouth. Tom's fingers closed around the pearl just as the line around his wrist was yanked hard. He felt himself being dragged through the sea, as though a powerful tide had gripped him. The water that surrounded him became dark and icy cold. Tom couldn't hold his breath any longer and opened his mouth, expecting the sea to flood his lungs. But it didn't. His lungs relaxed as if they were filling with air, even though there was none. His panic vanished. He breathed out. No bubbles emerged. "I can breathe." the stories about the pearl were true. Tom twisted himself around in the water, marveling at the pearl's powers. Carefully, he shifted the magical prize to his left hand, so he could draw his sword with his right. Through the murky water, a shadow loomed. Krabb. Here is Tom getting a hold of the pearl while Krabb's trying to drag him under to the sea bed. And that was chapter 7. I have to go back. The hunt. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this chapter as well. I'm thinking about doing 2 chapters every time I do this recording. I'm thinking about doing 2 chapters every time I record, which is like 2 videos, still 2 videos a week, but on like a random day. So, hope you guys are excited about that. And thank you guys for subscribing. Really appreciate getting to 100. Never thought I'd make it to 100 subscribers. But yeah. Hope you guys like, subscribe, and hit the bell if you guys are interested in more Beast Quest videos. Alright. I bid you farewell. I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.